Hey, I'm back. So I had to pick up my daughter from her um, Greyhound bus. She went to go visit my sister. And yeah. So I decided to do a part two because I meant to hit pause on the video, but I accidentally hit stop. So part two. Alright, so we picked up where it says, and this is in verse 20. No, I'm sorry. Chapter 20, verse 1. Not 1. Verse 3. The end of verse 3. Or the middle. Do not fear or panic or be in dread of them. For Yahuwah your God is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to give you the glory. Then the officer shall speak to the people, saying, Is there any man who has built a new house and has not detected it? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate it. And is there any man who has planted a vineyard and has not enjoyed its fruit? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man enjoy its fruit. And is there any man who has betrothed the wife and has not taken her? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her. And the officer shall speak further to the people and say, Is there any man who is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go back to his house, lest he make the heart of his fellows melt like his own. And when the officers have finished speaking to the people, then commanders shall be appointed at the head of the people. When you draw near to a city to fight against it, offer terms of peace to it. And if it responds to you peaceably and it opens to you, then all the people who are found in it shall do forced labor for you and shall serve you. But if it makes no peace with you, but makes war against you, then you shall besiege it. And when Yahuwah your God gives it into your hand, you shall put all its males to the sword. But the women and the little ones, the livestock and everything else in the city, all its spoil, you shall take as plunder for yourselves. And you shall enjoy the spoil of your enemies, which Yahuwah your God has given you. Thus you shall do to all the cities that are very far from you, which are not cities of the nations here, but in the cities of these peoples that Yahuwah your God is giving you for an inheritance, you shall save alive nothing that breathes, but you shall devote them to complete destruction, the Hittites and the Amorites, the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the Hivites and the Jebusites, as Yahuwah your God has commanded, that they may not teach you to do according to all their abominable practices that they have done for their gods, and so you sin against Yahuwah your God. Okay, so this is interesting because there's so many things that the New Testament actually goes against Yahuwah in. He doesn't say that anybody is supposed to serve anybody except for serving him. So what Jesus claims is not right. And we're seeing that again here. When you besiege a city for a long time, making war against it in order to take it, you shall not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them. You may eat from them, but you shall not cut them down. Are the trees in the field human, that they should be besieged by you? Only the trees that you know are not trees for food, you may destroy and cut down, that you may build siege works against the city that makes war with you until it falls. If in the land that Yahuwah your God is giving you to possess someone is found slain, lying in the open country, and it is not known who killed him, then your elders and your judges shall come out, and they shall measure the distance to the surrounding cities. And the elders of the city that is nearest to the slain man shall take a heifer that has never been worked and that has not pulled in a yoke, And the elders of that city shall bring the heifer down to a valley with running water, which is neither plowed nor sown, and shall break the heifer's neck there in the valley. Then the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come forward, for Yahuwah your God has chosen them to minister to him, and to bless in the name of Yahuwah. And by their word every dispute and every assault shall be settled. And all the elders of that city nearest to the slain man shall wash their hands over the heifer whose neck was broken in the valley. And they shall testify, our hands did not shed this blood, nor did our eyes see it shed. Accept atonement, O Yahuwah, for your people Israel, whom you have redeemed, and do not set the guilt of innocent blood in the midst of your people Israel, so that their blood guilt be atoned for. So you shall purge the guilt of innocent blood from your midst when you do what is right in the sight of Yahuwah. All right, that's the end of the Torah portion. We're going to go into the Haftorah now. So the Haftorah is Isaiah 51:12 through 52:12. I am he who comforts you. Who are you that you are afraid of man who dies, of the Son of Man who is made like grass? Who is the Son of Man? Who is the Son of Man? Adam, right? He is the Son of Man, right? We all came from Adam, right? Adam and Eve, right? Okay. Who is like grass and have forgotten Yahuwah, your maker, who stretched out the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, and you fear continually all the day, because of the wrath of the oppressor, when he sets himself to destroy. And where is the wrath of the oppressor? He who is bowed down shall speedily be released. He shall not die and go down to the pit, neither shall his bread be lacking. I am Yahuwah your God, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roar. Yahuwah of hosts is his name. Okay, that's Yahuwah of hosts. He is the host over all his starry people, the starry hosts that we're told about. That is not Yahusha, Jesus, or Jesus. And I have put my words in your mouth and covered you in the shadow of my hand, establishing the heavens and laying the foundations of the earth, and saying to Zion, you are my people. Wake yourself, stand up, O Jerusalem, you who have drunk from the land of Yahuwah the cup of his wrath, who have drunk to the dregs the bowl, the cup of staggering. There is none to guide her. Among all the sons she has borne, there is none to take her by the hand. Among all the sons she has brought up, these two things have happened to you. Who will console you? Devastation and destruction, famine and sword. The four destroyers that we are told about. Who will comfort you? Your sons have fainted. They lie at the head of every street like an antelope in a net. They are full of the wrath of Yahuwah, the rebuke of your God. Therefore hear this, you who are afflicted, who are drunk, but not with wine. Thus says Yahuwah, your God, who pleads the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken from your hand the cup of staggering. The bowl of my wrath you shall drink no more. And I will put it into the hand of your tormentors, who have said to you, bow down, that we may pass over, and you have made your back like the ground, and like the street for them to pass over. Awake, awake, put on your strength, O Zion. Put on your beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city, for there shall no more come into you the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake yourself from the dust and rise. Be seated, O Jerusalem. Loose the bonds from your neck, O captive daughter of Zion. For thus says Yahuwah, you were sold for nothing, and you shall be redeemed without money. See, where does Yahuwah say that his son comes to atone you and that you are bought with a price? The only place that says that is in the New Testament. And here it says you were bought for nothing. Okay? Nothing. You shall be redeemed without money. For thus says Yahuwah your God, and here's another thing, you were redeemed without bloodshed, because Yahuwah was against human sacrifice. For thus says Yahuwah your God, my people went down at the first into Egypt to sojourn there, and the Assyrian oppressed them for nothing. Now therefore, what have I here, declares Yahuwah, seeing that my people are taken away for nothing? The rulers wail, declares Yahuwah, and continually all the day my name is despised. Therefore my people shall know my name. Therefore in that day they shall know that it is I who speak here, I am. So we won't know Yahuwah's name until this time. He specifically says that. So we can get as close as we can with YHWH. Okay? Yahuwah doesn't, the YHWH doesn't need a vowel. All you do is sound out the name. Sound out the words. Sorry, not the words, the letters. Like Yah, Yah, okay, they're Yah, right? It means like a. So, Yah. And then you have your Ha, which is your Ha, Wa, Yahuwah. I mean, it's not hard to figure out. But we could be wrong. And he says that he will reveal what his name is at that time. So all these people that are like, oh, his name is this and it's important. Okay, it's important, yes, but where does it say that Yahuwah is going to be bringing it to us before the destruction? It doesn't. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him who brings good news, who publishes peace, who brings good news of happiness, who publishes salvation, who says to Zion, your God reigns. The voice of your watchmen, they lift up their voice. Together they sing for joy, for eye to eye, for they see the return of Yahuwah to Zion. Break forth together into singing, you waste places of Jerusalem, for Yahuwah has comforted his people. He has redeemed Jerusalem. Yahuwah has bared his holy arm before the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God. Depart, depart, go out from there, touch no unclean thing, go out from the midst of her, purify yourselves, you who bear the vessels of Yahuwah. For you shall not go out in haste, for you shall not go in flight. For Yahuwah will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your rear guard. Okay, and that is the end of the Torah portion. Hopefully, I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again, but we're told over and over again that Yahuwah is our salvation, and there's nobody else in that. Nobody. Not even David could take that place. Okay? Not even David. Yahuwah can only fill those shoes. So I'm going to go ahead and end the Shabbat here. I'm sorry, not the Shabbat, the Torah portion here. And I hope everybody has a good Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.